Ladies and gentlemen, there is not a whole lot going on in Legends right now. This is kind of like a dead week. I thought I would make today's video about the best teams you can be running in PvP, because I know a lot of people always want to win more. So I'm going to be covering the best teams you can run in PvP at this time. Of course, it's going to change when we get whoever our January monthly LF is going to be. And when we'll be getting that, I would assume it's probably going to be after the current, festival banners go away in 11 days. So after the 18th. If I look at my calendar here real quick, the 18th is a Wednesday. So I guess maybe we could get them the 17th, that Tuesday night, and then these banners go away, and then the new banner comes in, or they wait till like the 24th. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm sure they'll let us know with some news. But let's get into the best teams you could be running in PvP. And how I've come to this determination is based on either me using the team, how many times I see the team in PvP from other people using them, and then how good I feel the team is from me fighting that team. Like how much damage do they do to me, how much do they tank, all that good stuff. So that's how I've come to these conclusions. Now, let's just start off with what I think is the best team in the game right now, and that's because it has probably the two best units in the game on that team. So if we go here to look at the top ranking players, this is actually a great way for you to see teams that the best people are running, which are normally like the best teams. So you can take some, tips from these people if you want to go look at it yourself. But I think it's this guy when I was looking through. Yeah, so he's got Ultra Gogeta Blue, then Pan, and then he's got Beast Gohan. So this team, very, very good. Obviously, Gogeta Blue and Beast Gohan are two of the best units in the game. They have all-around cover change. They do immense damage and just all-around are monsters. Then Pan in there is... You've been fighting against Beast Gohan and Pan for probably so long now, ever since they came out. These two have been running around together. Pan is just a great support unit. Takes away your opponent's ki. Although Gogeta Blue can kind of, minimalize that with getting ki back on that first attack. But still, Pan does a great job taking away ki, giving buffs to the team, healing the team, all that stuff that Pan does. And most people, if you rush them, because Pan can lower sub count, a lot of people end up just throwing Pan in there to eat the rush, and so you rush Pan and they still keep alive their Gogeta Blue and Beast Gohan. So I think that's probably the best team in my opinion that I've fought. It's just an incredibly solid team with the damage being dealt by these two absolute monsters, and then Pan just supplying some great support. What other teams are there, besides that team? Well, all the teams I'm going to be mentioning today, I am going to say, include newer units. Probably Beaston, Pan, you're going to see a whole lot. I'm going to mention Ultra Gogeta Blue. I'm going to mention the Trunks and Vegeta. I'm going to mention the Super Saiyan 4 tags. There's a whole lot of new units being run around. The guy currently sitting at the top, instead of running Beast Gohan, he has Zamasu, which is actually another great option. The Zamasu is a fantastic unit. He is another kind of support unit. He takes away opponent's ki when you swap him in. He has endurance, which doesn't matter if they rush you with Gogeta Blue, which is happening a whole lot right now. But still, Zamasu supplies that in endurance, since most units cannot nullify endurance with a rush. He has a great counter green card, and is really just an all-around another great support. That is one other option if you don't have Beast Gohan, or you just don't want to run Beast Gohan, but you're running Gogeta Blue. You could run Gogeta Blue with Pan and Zamasu. I would still say the Beast Gohan one is better, though, just because Beast Gohan is like another damage dealer. While, with this team, if you lose, like, say they perfect vanish you and then just instantly rush your Gogeta Blue, you don't guess it, your Gogeta Blue's dead, you are going to have a very tough time winning because of the fact that Gogeta Blue is, like, your sole damage dealer. Now, it's not impossible. I'm not saying you can't win with these two. Just losing this man makes life so much more difficult, which is why you have to try your absolute best to avoid losing this man to a rush or just like an ultimate that you can't avoid because you got PV'd, something like that. So definitely watch out for that. Another one of the top teams that you could run is this team that I'm running, which would be Fusion Warriors. Now, you can run it with either Ultra GB, Super Vegito, and Super Gogeta, or you could run the other one, say maybe you don't have Ultra Super Gogeta, or maybe you don't have Ultra Super Vegito. Now, I'm going to say you should definitely probably run Ultra Gogeta Blue, just because of how good he is, but The other Fusion Warrior you can swap in, which I think everybody should have, is the free-to-play Zenkai Vegito, the red Vegito. You can actually pop him in. Now, obviously, he's not meant to deal damage, say, as the 3 Ultra Fusions, but running him, he's actually very good. He's a defense type, so he's very good at tanking yellow, because a lot of yellows are running around right now. You have Trunks and Vegeta. You have the LF Super Saiyan 4 Dragon Fist Goku. That's another common one running around. A lot of yellows on the movement. Super Vegito, another common one. So this man comes in as a red. He can tank that, obviously, to save your Gogeta Blue. And then he also has a lock-in ability, so you can lock in your opponent on main. So you just pop that main ability. You will inflict enemy with no switching for 10 counts. They're locked in for 10 counts, and then just get a free Rising Rush. You swap in your Ultra Gogeta Blue, nullify Endurance on Rush. Bam! Great use of him. So you could run him in there if maybe you don't have all 3 Ultras or something along those lines. But I'd say Fusions, very solid team as well. If you don't have Gogeta Blue, Fusions definitely suffers. Like, Gogeta Blue definitely makes a huge difference on Fusions. But if you wanted to run the other 2 Ultras and then, say, the red Vegito, that's another possibility. In terms of, let's see, I believe there's a GT team here that I can show you. I think it's this man's running GT. Yes, this is one of the best GT setups I've seen. So you have the purple 17, the tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and then the yellow Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The Goku, this yellow Goku is very, very important to the team because he supplies that cover change that can save you from a Rising Rush if your opponent doesn't realize that you still have, I believe you get 2 when you run him on GT. So that just like insta-save cover change can be very important, whether it's saving, maybe your Goku and Vegeta are going to get hit by GB ult, bam, you save them. They're going to get hit by Rush, bam, you save them. Super important there. And then as well, he obviously is a very powerful yellow who does immense damage to Ultra Gogeta Blue. Absolutely obliterates the man if you let him get caught. So that's a very solid one. Then obviously Tag 4s are an insane unit. They have the AoE green card. They're effective against greens and purples with the tag ability. They get blue cards. They get banished back on blue cards. They deal just, the Goku side specifically does just so much damage to blue units, which you still see a lot of if they're either running Ultra Super Gogeta, or they're running Beast Gohan, or they're running Zamasu. Those are 3 blue units you see a whole lot, and the Goku's blue card can absolutely shred. Absolutely shred. So that's something important. And then the purple 17 is just great for just tanking, eating damage. Like, you really just send him out there, eat damage, and then he can nullify endurance, so a lot of people pop that and then rush with him. That's something, if you want to do that, that could be helpful when fighting, a Beast Gohan, a Zamasu, a Future Gohan, a Ultra Super Vegito, one of the many endurance characters we see. Also, one thing I'm just realizing now, if you're wondering what equips, put on these characters, also, you can check what equips people are running on these people. Now, obviously, they most likely have all these equips at like Z+, maxed out with slot removers. But you can see what equips people are running on them and give you a good idea of what would be good equips to put on your character, because these guys are high ranking. Obviously, they have good teams and deal lots of damage and tank very well. It's just something else to be, mentioned. Let's see if I can find... Is there someone just running the hybrids setup here that I could show you? That's Fusion Warrior. Or should I just... here it is, right here. This is another solid team you could be running. It's the hybrid setup. Maybe you didn't pull Ultra Gogeta Blue, but you have Beast Gohan. Nothing to be sad about. Beast Gohan is still absolutely insane. You can have Pan, Beast Gohan, and then Future Gohan in there as a very solid team. The 2 kind of support units, obviously I've mentioned Pan up to this point in all of the bright spots of her. Beast Gohan, insane, I've mentioned him. And then Future Gohan in this team is really helpful. He has endurance. Obviously, it doesn't matter against Gogeta Blue, who you see a whole lot rushing. But still, he has endurance in case anyone else rushes. And you can throw him out there. He destroys 2 cards on cover change. He has a blast cover change. And just all around, he can be a great disruptor to your opponent's combos and can help you get going. And his ultimate, when, like equipped right and all that stuff, can do some absolute damage, especially against purples, especially if you catch their... Gogeta, I say Gogeta Blue all the time because he is most likely the purple you're going to be fighting with how many I see. Like, you see Gogeta Blue almost every match. Same with Beast Gohan. You see one of the two almost every match unless you're facing the GT team. But still, a lot of the GT teams run around with purple 17, so you can hit them with that and your future Gohan. And then it's a little bit harder to find a Trunks team, actually, Trunks and Vegeta, which I think people are kind of underselling Trunks and Vegeta a little bit, simply because Beast Gohan is so insane, because Gogeta Blue is so insane, that Trunks just doesn't quite feel, you know, as good. But Trunks and Vegeta can absolutely still do some damage. I'm not finding it here, so I'll just show you it myself. So we open up teams here. Let me see. Do I have an open slot? Okay, we'll just throw it here. So basically, what you probably want to do is probably a God Key / future setup. So say you don't have Gogeta Blue, say you don't have Beast Gohan, but you pull Trunks and Vegeta. You can throw Trunks and Vegeta in there, and then I think probably the most optimal setup, unfortunately I don't have many stars in my Zamasu, but Trunks, Zamasu, and then actually a team I fought recently, I believe it was Zenos. Oh, I don't have Whis. The purple Whis, you could throw purple Whis in there with Trunks and Zamasu. That would be a great one. And then obviously just on the bench you put, you know, units that buff these units. You know, you put Zenkai buffers and HP bench and stuff like that. But that would be a very, very good setup. You could run Gogeta Blue with them. If you do that though, I actually haven't seen this very often, and obviously Gogeta Blue doesn't buff God Key. So if you do that, I would probably put Zamasu in the leader slot, I would say, simply because Gogeta Blue buffs Saiyan, and obviously Trunks and Vegeta have the Saiyan tag since Vegeta's on the, you know, Vegeta's part of the unit. So yeah, I think in terms of Trunks and Vegeta, that would probably be one of the best setups, is running him with Whis and Zamasu. You get a whole lot of healing there. You could run him on hybrids. You could just straight up, instead of running Future Han, which I would say Future Han probably works better just with how the team is set up with Beast Han and Pan, but you could run Trunks and Vegeta on there as well with them. And yeah, I would say that those are the best teams. Now, of course, if you're not, you know, going for the absolute top rank, then depending on where you are, depending on what your battle rank is, you could definitely get away with using other teams. But these are the best teams. If you're trying to win, try to use these characters. If you don't have any of the new characters, I'm sorry, but that really makes life a whole lot more difficult for you. If you've just been saving or something, then I hope whatever you're saving for comes out. But yeah, that's really going to do it for the best teams. Honestly, the best team I'd say is probably Gogeta Blue, Pan, and Beast Han. Fusions is very solid. The GT team I showed you is very solid. The Hybrids team with Beast Han, Pan, and Future Han is very solid. That Trunks team can definitely do some work. If you run Trunks, Zamasu, and Whis, I would say you probably want some higher stars on them, but that can definitely do some work. That Trunks, like the Trunks and Vegeta I fought of Zenos yesterday, absolutely did so much damage against me. But of course, then Whis and Zamasu don't do a whole lot. So if you kill the Trunks and Vegeta in that setup, it's the same problem as running into someone is, you know, running a team with one main fighter and two supports. If you take out the main fighter, like the person messes up, then it's kind of over. The two supports most likely won't win. Not impossible, but you know, it just certainly makes the life a whole lot more difficult for you. You got to play a whole lot better if you're going to try and win that. So I hope this video helps you guys out. If you have any other suggestions for teams that you've seen that you think are really good that I haven't mentioned, feel free to let me know in the comments. Always happy to see what other people have to say on the game. Let me know what you think the best team in the game right now is currently. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy. Have the best of days, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.